About it. What is your assessment of the fight?
Yeah, I was expecting the same. You know, I saw it as a 50-50 fight, and what it was just a complete masterclass from. I think generational great is always like strong, but honestly, like the kid's so young. Like he's gone to Australia, he's beat Kambosos, he's beat Lomachenko. I know it was a close fight, but he's really won, like schooled Regis Prograis. I can see him going to 47, winning world titles there. I don't see anyone at 140 that beats him, honestly. Like, you've got to have his speed of foot and his movement. Like, Regis just couldn't set people. Some people say to me, I think Regis should have thrown more. It's like he's trying to get there to throw, and every time he goes to get there, Devin's over here hitting him with 3 shots. And I thought, I really like Regis's honesty, really, after the fight. So, oh, Jesus, I can't believe how good he was. And that you can't say any more than that. I think it's just, that's the truth.
It seems like Leonard, Ellerbe and Tank Davis, they've been talking a lot about the fight, just on social media at least. What is it going to take for that fight to actually happen?
I don't know. I think that, like, when you look at Bill and you look at Ellerbe, or if he's even involved, or Tank and the coaches, like, I feel like that's a long way away, that fight. Like, generally when a super fight gets made, there's at least a couple of conversations between the teams or the networks. Obviously, it's 2 different networks there. I think it's a great fight, and I think it's one we can look forward to. But for me, I look at the Ryan Garcia fight and think we should be making that fight like that. You know, both guys with the DAZN. You know, Ryan should be wanting that fight. He should be wanting to challenge for belts at 140. I think Golden Boy and Ryan might look at Devin and go, okay, not as big a puncher as Tank, maybe. We know he's got great movement, but I think we can win that fight. And I think that's the fight to make, I really do. Especially when you talk about, hopefully, the speed of making a fight like that, because I just can't see the others getting together at pace to make that fight.
They talk about, you know, the pay-per-view success and all that stuff. Any numbers you could share?
Oh yeah, that comes from the DAZN. I think the best way to describe it is very solid. You know, we know it's not Tank against Ryan Garcia, we know it's not Canelo Alvarez against Triple G, and it's probably on the smaller end of pay-per-views, but, you know, pleased that it's going to be, I don't know the final numbers from Lomachenko, but pleased that it's going to be in that range for a fight on DAZN, and arguably a smaller fight than the Lomachenko fight. So very pleased with the numbers.
How soon can we expect to see Devin back in the ring?
I mean, I think when you fight in early December like you did, sometimes you sort of March or April's your date, you have Christmas and you recover. But the kid's a consummate professional. Like, he's always fit and strong and well, and I think he's got a really good chance to have 3 fights next year. 3 big championship fights, you know, one in March or April, and then one in June, July, or wherever it is, and then one in November, December. That would be a great year for him. Like, I think you really have to say he probably is the fighter of the year, you know, and I think when you go into 2024, I think he's going to be right up there again, because you know he's going to be in the big fights. Like, he's not interested in fighting defences or voluntary defence. Like, he wants the biggest fights out there, and, you know, you could see his year look like something like Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, Tank Davis. You know.
Oh, you have him for that many fights? How many more fights?
No, for us, we got the next fight. You know, but I think now that he's the draw that he is, I expect him to end his career with us. You know, because last time he had to make a move to get the Undisputed Championship, and we understood that. But now, through the success of the promotion and the numbers, you know, hopefully we can work together for a long time.
Eddie, those are some big names you threw out there, but as Bill Haney himself said, it isn't too far-fetched for a possible move at 147. He even named dropped Crawford, I believe. Your thoughts on the
Yeah, I think
jump
you
that
see
high?
the size of Devin. I mean, he looked like the bigger weight class to Regis, and Devin was coming up to 140. So I see him fighting at 147, no problem. I think he's going to be stronger at that weight. I think he's going to punch harder as well. You saw that even at 140. Like, he was stronger, he was hitting harder. I think he'll be more robust. But once you start moving to 147, you're in with bigger guys that can punch very, very hard as well. But listen, what a matchup Terence Crawford against Devin Haney is. I mean, it's a tremendous fight.
And with the kind of performance that Crawford Chiz had, any concerns of Chiz jumping straight up at 147 and going for that kind of level of a fighter right off the bat?
Yeah, I mean, you'd always want to settle yourself in a weight class, and you're not really settling yourself in against Terence Crawford. But, you know, I think Devin's got big plans, he's got big belief in himself, and he wants to fight the very best.
Last question.
Last thing, what do you think about Oscar really campaigning, winning that fight against Devin versus Ryan?
Well, he never wanted to fight before. You know, Devin said this recently, you know, until he started selling out arenas and doing numbers and beating Lomachenko, we were calling for the Ryan Garcia fight well before the Kambosos fight. So if Oscar will take the challenge, and if Ryan will take the challenge, which I believe they might do, we'd love to get it made as soon as possible.
Thank you guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Thank you.